So today we're sitting here with Andy, and there are more videos on this channel about design thinking with Andy if you subscribe or check out the whole channel. So today we are talking about what is a design sprint. So Andy, you've been performing design sprints for a lot of customers recently, and most of them are very high-risk projects. Can you tell me about what a design sprint is and why it's so important?
Sure. So a design sprint is a process or a framework invented by Jake Knapp while he was at Google Ventures. And it's intended to be able to solve business critical questions within 5 days. The way those 5 days are structured is kind of just like the design thinking process that I've talked about before, just jammed into 5 days. So trying to understand your problem, trying to define specifically, focusing on what your problem is, and then sketching out solutions for what that might be. Once we sketch that out, then we add this other phase of prototyping and testing it with users. And so within 5 days, we've been able to validate our ideas about what we think we should do, especially on high-risk projects, with little time lost, right? At worst, you lost 5 days.
So at BP3, we're more automation-centric, business automation-centric. So when we're looking at a design sprint, we're not looking at every technology you have. Are we just focused on the business automation zone, or what's your mentality?
So a design sprint is really, when they were invented, they were meant to solve problems for startups, right? And which is kind of where our approach differs from the traditional design sprint. We factor in business architecture, right? Because without the business so the nature of these projects that we work on are digital operations, usually, right? And so when we're dealing with these digital operations solutions, we're talking about not only implementing a solution, which, in a lot of our customers, dev resources are incredibly constrained. Yeah, right. And so because dev resources are constrained, we have to front load that process with a thorough understanding. But what happens a lot of times is whenever you have someone come in and do something like a design sprint without considering the business architecture, you end up building you end up designing some blue sky solution that you cannot implement. So BP3's approach is different because we come in with a thorough understanding of the technology, right? Because that's our expertise, is implementing these digital operations technologies. But by understanding the technology deeply and the architecture deeply, we can use that knowledge and that domain-driven kind of understanding in order to facilitate what needs to be designed and built.
So you're a technologist / designer.
Sure, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks, Andy, for joining us today. Check out more videos with Andy about design thinking on this channel, and make sure you subscribe. I can't say the word subscribe. Come on.
She said.